Ready to roll?
Yep.
Oh, the million-mile Lexus.
Okay, sure.
It's been a while since I've been in this car, and it's getting close to 1,000,000 miles right now. And it's gonna be us. Everybody introduce yourself, because this is gonna play out like a podcast. This is Justin Lose in the back. You know him from owning the 1925 Model T, and he also has a Yugo he's working on. Rob?
Yep, Robert. I just drive boring cars.
Jared. These are the gentlemen who are the current caretakers of the million-mile Lexus, and after us, it goes to Freddie Hernandez down in Orlando, and I think Matt is flying out there. Don't quote me on that, because we're so close. If this thing goes from Indiana to Orlando, it can't drive from Orlando back to Southern California without the odometer hitting 1 million. So in order, I thought it was going directly back from LA from here in Muncie, but it isn't. So Matt's gonna have to come to the car. So it is sort of kind of everything you have to temper with. It's almost at 1 million. Oh, that's temperature. That's a blower.
It works still.
So right now it is exactly, let me take off my GoPro so you can see this. It is exactly at 997,000 miles. And my phone just went bling, so that's probably Dominic or someone. One sec. This is exciting content, isn't it?
I'm actually surprised at the LCD.
Dominic says, "Where are you guys?"
It still works.
He's
right there.
Oh, all right. We'll just roll down the window and say that's what we're doing. He sees us.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, you feel that trans?
I think it needs some motor mounts, or at least a trans mount.
Yeah.
We can tell him you can just go hang out. Yeah, yeah, we see ya. We're going out and doing a point of view with the Lexus. We'll be back in like 10 minutes. Just park wherever and we'll meet you in the lobby. Yep.
The one thing with this is when you let off the gas, just do it slowly.
Okay, what happens if you let it off fast?
It's just violent.
Oh, it just snaps closed?
Yeah, like the whole drivetrain shakes. It probably isn't hurting anything, it's just unpleasant.
Okay.
Because of the mounts?
Yeah, or something.
Or something.
God, that spray tan on the wheel, it's like you need gloves to drive this.
I'm actually amazed at how pliant this is. And nice to roll around in.
Not bad.
Okay, so there are 3 warning lights in the dash. One for oil, the check engine light is on, as well as the airbag warning light.
Yep. So check engine lights, O2 sensors, airbag light, nobody knows. And the oil sensor light, I was changing the oil and noticed that the sensor is just cut off.
There's the Celica.
Oh, boy.
All right, we gotta tell them. We're just doing a POV on the Lexus. We'll be back in 10 minutes. Go meet Dominic DeLello. He's the guy with green hair. And just say, hey, I'm the guy with the other car. You just hang out in the lobby and we'll be back in a little bit.
Holy crap, this is in beautiful shape.
Yeah, right?
Right?
Holy shit.
Alright. It doesn't really... What was I doing down there with the gear shift?
2 and 3.
Oh.
It actually shifts now. Last time you drove it, it didn't.
Yeah, the kickdown didn't work, and it wouldn't... Once it got into 4th, it was in 4th.
The ECU got rebuilt. It needs to be rebuilt again, but it's not gonna be.
How do you rebuild an ECU?
They used crappy capacitors from the factory, and they leaked.
Oh.
So you just solder new capacitors on. But I guess either they didn't replace all of them, or they used crappy capacitors once again.
Huh.
So it didn't fix it. I have new capacitors at my house, but I don't feel like putting them in.
Getting rid of it soon.
How long have you had it? Like a month or so?
I got it late September. So 2 months, but I didn't drive it for 3 weeks because it broke down on me. And then I went to Italy And then the week after I came back, I fixed it.
Nice.
So
We have a quarter tank of gas. Do we need some?
no, we're fine.
Okay.
The quarter tank lasts the longest in this car.
How many? Is this a 24-gallon tank?
It takes 18 from the fuel light. I think it's supposed to be 22.
Okay. Have you calculated the mileage?
Yep, I am averaging 17.9 overall.
Not too bad.
Worst tank of 13, best tank of 24.
Oh.
Not bad with an engine that's already worn to hell.
And it's kind of skewed because the first 2,000 miles, the intake tube wasn't connected.
Oh, wow.
So it was, the mass airflow sensor wasn't doing anything compared to what was coming in.
Hey.
My headlights on?
One click back from all the way.
Oh.
Yep. There you go.
Oh, that's auto?
Yeah. They don't work very well. They just angle straight at the ground.
The headlights.
Yeah,
Nice.
I found that out in Arizona in the middle of the night in the mountains.
So, are the adjustment pieces broken that you can't angle them back up again?
I don't really know. The one on the driver's side is like smashed in, and
The
there's,
one
like,
what is smashed in?
like the whole housing. The whole
Oh.
front fender is made of like metal filler. I found that out because I tried to stick a magnet to it when we were
Yeah.
camping, and it just fell to the ground. I'm like, all right, that doesn't work.
We have lots of stickers on the back glass, and you can't really see behind you with this mirror, so you just use the side mirrors, really.
You can't. The tint is so bad on that back window that you can't see anything anyway.
I wonder why no one tried to get like a steamer and peel it off.
I don't know. I can tell you that I didn't do it because it's cold outside. Same reason why the windshield washers still don't work.
Oh, God.
Oh boy.
I cleaned the windshield this morning,
Snow.
and it was I was using invisible glass, and as soon as it hit the windshield, it froze. But it worked.
Yeah, current temperature last time I checked here in Muncie is 17 degrees.
It says 19.
Ooh,
I think it
warming up.
does.
Cool.
It works better than my wife's Clarities, and hers is like what, 4 months old, 6 months old.
There's the kickdown.
Yeah. Is the steering?
Oh, here comes a bump.
Yay.
Not really.
Yay. Oh.
It's actually surprisingly fast for what it is.
Where does it like to cruise on the highway?
75 to 90 is
That
all
sounds right.
pleasant.
Really? And it takes 90 and holds 90 just fine?
The speedometer is actually 3 or 4 miles per hour slow.
Okay.
So whenever we first picked it up, I'm cruising through California doing like 90, flying by all these trucks. I'm like, why are you going so slow?
Can we do hard acceleration?
Go for it. You can just leave it in D.
It'll take it down.
Whoa.
Bam! Right to red line. It works. It works. There's nothing crazy about it.
It's the weirdest growl.
Yeah.
It's the fastest car I have right now. It's awful.
What's the second fastest?
Or Honda Clarity.
Ah.
That's a real step.
So I know we're supposed to be talking about the million mile, but what I thought the Clarity was an abandoned project for Honda.
It was.
Yeah.
They had the hydrogen one back in the early 2000s, and then they released a new hydrogen one. 2018, I think, was the first model year for it. They started selling them in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
They sold like 100 hydrogen ones, and then made an electric only one, which is pointless because it has 70 miles of range, and then a plug-in hybrid, which is 50 miles of hybrid range or battery range, and then gasoline with
So she has the DOGV.
Right. And that's what we use for all of our trips. We did 20,000 miles in the first 4 months of owning it.
Nice.
So
There's a lot of body dip when you get on the brakes. Gunk.
a lot of it's the seat moving around too.
Really?
Is it on like a suspension inside it?
Yes, but I also think one of the bolts might be loose.
Okay, fair.
Freeman Lane.
That's
It's a
like
lane, so that doesn't travel
Yeah,
back. We need a road.
See, because the back end of the frame just went.
Yeah. I had to put a new seat in mine because like the back, like the seat back just didn't fit one day.
I think I took us into suburbia,
Oh.
which means this may just cul-de-sac back.
Yeah, I
and
did
we may
like-
not.
Well, I mean, it's not like you're not home with this car.
Right.
I did 2 months of house shopping with this car. It's been great.
Well, you're an exact car that you should be with. You're using for this.
Couldn't park in anybody's driveway because I didn't want to leave big oil spots.
Oh, is it leaking oil?
Oh, yeah. It's funny, it doesn't burn a drop. So we drove 2,000 miles in one go, no oil used whatsoever. You park it for a week and it loses like a half quart.
Ooh.
That's like my truck.
Which I've actually stopped a lot of the leaks because I put a new power steering pump on it, so it doesn't dump power steering fluid on the ground anymore. But
These are all drives, so I don't know if they're gonna go anywhere. Justin, I may, yeah, it's cul-de-sacs.
too bad it's not more snow, you can drift around it.
Yeah, how's it doing the snow?
Well, I drove it in the ice once so far, and it, yeah, it doesn't work that well. It likes to just slide.
Can it go full lock?
Yeah.
Alright, it doesn't rub anything.
But
Justin, may we have some maps so we can get back to the hotel?
Get us back to the hotel.
Thank you. Thank you for everybody who is watching this. Me just driving around a, hey, another Toyota.
my
Is that the
aunt,
successor to this?
Avalon.
no,
Ah,
my aunt has almost that same generation of Avalon with the gold badges,
Yes.
so it matches perfectly, and I parked them next to each other. Hers has like 400,000 miles on it.
Wow.
She's had it, or my grandfather bought it new, but it was like 4 years old. He gave it to her, and she's been driving it since. It's like a 99.
See, I've always had this. My family's always had at least like what 200,000-300,000 miles of cars, but I don't think we've ever had a car that went 400,000 miles. Like I buy cars that are 200,000 miles, no problem. It doesn't really.
Absolutely miserable.
That's
No cruise control.
Ooh.
Yeah. Go fast time. Ah, that's a cool shot. Even through the murky back window, I still see the two big jets of condensation coming out of the exhaust. It's freaking cool.
It really has a distinct sound.
The 1UZ is a great engine, man.
Yeah.
I drove that in New Zealand, excuse me, Eunice Roadster Miata with a 1UZ in it, and 1UZ FE. This is a 4-liter double cam V8. I think it's all aluminum.
Yes. Don't quote me on that.
I don't know what I mean, I'm sure the heads are aluminum. I don't know if the block is.
Probably is.
Yeah.
For the amount of money that this car costs new everywhere.
What did this cost new?
From what I could find online, it was like $50,000, and when you adjust for inflation, 85 to 90.
Ooh, wow.
Which is what the new ones cost.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I wonder, this is a thing that Foster's going to have to do, calculate how what that translates to per mile. Like, if nothing went wrong, you would have spent so much per mile. So the calculation is, let's go 80, let's just round to what, 80,000, or divided by 997,000
Okay,
miles.
so not this intersection right here, but the next intersection you're going to turn left.
Thank you.
If you just call it 1,000,000 miles, it's 8 cents per mile.
It's, oh. Ah.
But
Yep, right here left.
I've been
thank you.
spending, I think so far it's cost me 19 cents per mile to drive,
Uh-huh.
because I have a little spreadsheet that keeps track of everything.
Nice.
Because I'm a weirdo.
Oh, that's good.
But this is the most expensive car that we have to drive, including paying car payments on the other cars,
Ah.
which is hilarious.
So aside from the ECU, what else did you have to do to it?
I've only replaced the power steering pump and alternator.
Okay. How many alternators has it been through?
Yeah,
Matt says it's been through 4 since he's had it, but we kind of figured out that the problem was that people were putting power steering fluid in it, and it's supposed to take only ATF. So when you put power steering fluid in a power steering pump that takes ATF, it just leaks everywhere.
Really?
Dumps on the alternator.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, slight oversight.
It's like putting the wrong coolant in a GM vehicle.
Right.
It's like, don't do that.
Or putting maple syrup in your car instead of motor oil.
That. Oh,
What's that from?
wow.
They did that in American Top Gear.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
I forgot about American Top Gear.
Yeah, it's not a very good show.
At least you didn't put flex seal
Harshest
in the
burn
engine.
we've gotten so far in this trip. Yeah. Oh yeah, American Top Gear.
That existed.
Yeah. Right.
Does that still exist?
American Top Gear?
Yeah.
I do not think so.
Probably for the best.
Yeah.
Well, it was only a 6-mile drive with this, but I liked it. We'll probably spend some more time with it as the day goes on. And gosh, thank you to you guys for taking care of it for so long.
Good job.
And
Good job, guys.
thank you to Matt for well, technically it is not the diamond status. Well, yeah, it's not the diamond parking lot. We can park right here. And thank you to Matt for keeping this rolling meme going. And I'm sorry that my fans created the meme for this, but you know what? It's kept this car in the public consciousness, at least in the automotive circles, and a little bit out of it. So yes, this is Matt Farah's Million Mile Lexus.